Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew Davis. Once again, welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw. This time it is going to be on Wonder Woman 1984. The long-awaited sequel that has been pushed back so many times but has finally been brought to us to both the big screen and the small screen. It's in theaters right now, but is also streaming on HBO Max, so you have two options. This movie takes place in 1984, of course, where Diana Prince is facing against two new foes named Max Lord and the Cheetah, also named Barbara. Now, there were two optional ways to watch in this movie, like I mentioned before, in the theater or HBO Max. I saw it in the theater, and I actually got to see it in 3D. Yeah, believe it or not, I actually did. It's been like a year since I saw a 3D movie, and I'm glad I got to see one this year, just before the year ends. Now, is this film worth the delays, and does it live up to its surprisingly epic predecessor? Well, not quite, to be honest. There are quite a bit of things that I actually did enjoy in the movie, but for the most part, it didn't really live up to the hype. Now, before I get into my issues with the movie, let me tell you what I actually did enjoy. First off, the opening sequence was a lot of fun, and it looked promising for the rest of the movie. When Diana Prince is Wonder Woman, then it manages to be a fun time. Kristen Wiig as Barbara, or the Cheetah, I enjoyed her character in the movie. I personally thought she was a decent enough villain in the movie. As for Max Lord, he's okay, but honestly, he has this little subplot between him and his son, and I guess it's supposed to show his good side, but really, as a villain, he's not really all that interesting. Now, the movie is visually stunning. There's a lot of color, just like there was in the first movie, and there are moments where it can be a visual treat to see. But here's the thing, though. One thing that really sets this movie apart from its predecessor is one thing. It's not as action-heavy as the first movie. After the first act, it really starts slowing down, as Diana doesn't get to do as much as she did in the first movie. Also, there's this thing called the Wishing Stone that plays a big part in the movie, and Diana is able to wish Steve back, but here's the thing. It's kind of confusing how he was brought back. If you watch the movie, you can actually kind of see how. Yeah, he was brought back with a wishing stone, but the way he came back is just kind of confusing. Now, there is some heartfelt scenes in this movie, like when Diana and Steve are in this jet and like in their fireworks and stuff. Like, it was a visually stunning and really touching moment. Like, there are some touching scenes throughout, like when Max Lord is with his son at some parts. It can be really heartfelt, but honestly, that doesn't really save the entire film. It's just something that I did enjoy throughout the movie. But the thing that really took me away is the amount of stuff that didn't really make a whole lot of sense. Like, there are multiple different plot lines to the movie. Like, there are multiple scenes where, it can get really confusing. Like, it's pretty much, it's basically plot holes, pretty much. Like, there are quite a bit of them, and I'm not sure if they're saving it for another movie or something, but it raises a lot more questions than I was expecting. Wonder Woman 1984 wasn't a bad film by any means. It had some fun action sequences, but it's not as action-packed as the first. The pacing is slow, and there are multiple different plot lines that are kind of hard to follow, so yeah, it was a bit disappointing, but it's not a complete disaster. I'm going to give Wonder Woman 1984 a 3 out of 5. When I walked out of this movie, I did enjoy it, but the more I thought about it, the less it grew on me. Like, it grew less more than I thought, but, it's not a bad movie by any means necessary. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll have my review out for Soul pretty soon, so look forward to that, and I'll see you guys later. Ward out.